everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name's Valerie. So glad to have you guys here today. So in today's video, guys, I thought I would do kind of a follow-up to my money saving tips, how I'm saving money. So I wanted to, it's been about a week now since I've been implementing some of these money saving tips, and I wanted to go back over that. I also wanted to share with you guys things that I have learned. Because this has been a learning curve. I am learning some new things, which is wonderful. I think it's great that we can always learn more things, because that keeps us growing as people, and yeah, I think it's a good thing. So yeah, I wanted to share those things with you. I also am going to start my videos out a little bit differently from here on out. I'm going to start reading a Bible verse or a Bible scripture or reading, and then giving God glory for all that He's done for me, and that hopefully He's done wonderful things for you. I'm sure He has. So if you guys aren't into, I told you I was going to start bringing in more Christianity into my channel and more things about God and make Him the center of my channel, and I felt like this is one way I could do that. Another thing, if you guys, really, something, a vision that I had a vision, but something I'm envisioning, I guess I should say, I'm envisioning is that, to really help spread the gospel, which as Christians we are supposed to be doing. I would like to be able to eventually start, giving away some free Bibles. I don't know if people are very, for me, all my life, even if I wasn't living my life the way I was supposed to, according to the Bible, I always made sure I had a Bible accessible to me in my home. And to me, that was always very important. It's still very, very important. I have, I don't know how many different versions of the Bible in my home. So yeah, if you guys would be interested in that, let me know. I want to start implementing that a little bit too. I can't do tons of them all at once. So what I'd like to do is be able to start buying up some Bibles, having them in here, and then just, putting it out there on a video or two that, hey, I'm going to be giving away this many Bibles, and that sort of thing. So, yeah, and then I'll have you guys just email me if you're interested. Email me your address, your name and address. I don't want to know why you want it. I don't want to know, if you want to share, that's fine. That's great. That's wonderful. But Violet's right here. She's irritating me. She's irritating me. She wants petted. I've been petting her for days. I've been home for a few days, and she's just been petting and petting and petting and petting and petting. So soon she won't be wanting that because she's going to be getting a bath. She just looked at me like, she's getting a bath. So anyway, let's get back to our scripture reading for today. I chose the scripture reading because this has touched my life so much throughout my whole life. And there's times when I get low and in my life, and I just feel like everything and everybody's against me. And somehow or another, I'll see the scripture somewhere. It'll pop up on, on a TV. It'll come across my, social media feed. I'll be in church or hear a sermon, and they bring this scripture up. So this has been, a very special scripture to me, and it has always just really helped me get through some of the tough times in life, and give me some comfort knowing that this is what God intends for me and for you. Okay, so the scripture reading is going to be Jeremiah 29 through 14. 29, 11 through 14. Sorry, guys. Okay, so chapter 20, Jeremiah, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 11 through 14. And I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Then you will call upon me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. I think that's so cool that God will listen to me when I call upon him and pray to him. You will seek me and find me. And when you seek me with all your heart, I will be found by you, declares the Lord, and will bring you back from captivity. I will gather you from all the nations and places where I have banished you, declares the Lord, and will bring you back to the place for which I carried you into exile. Okay, so I just love this scripture. I really love this scripture that God has a plan for us. He's already has it all plotted out and planned out. And a lot of times we step in and we mess it all up. So I love that. I love knowing that. And days that I'm fearful of things, or days that I'm having some anxiety, or days that I'm just down and depressed because things aren't going well. Days that I'm happy and joyous. I ponder on this, and it's wonderful to know that my God loves me so much that he's got my life and my purpose planned for me. He's got good plans for me. He gives me plans to prosper. I love that first verse. For I know, God knows the plans for me. His plans are to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you hope and a future. And that is so amazing. And that's what's given to us now. So, any of you that are needing prayer, comment down below. You don't have to give me specifics. Just say I need prayer, or just put the prayer emoji, the hands, and I will keep you on my prayer list. All right. So, without further ado, guys, let's get into the video. Fair warning, I've got some nasal drainage going on because, I'm having issues with my ears. This ear's perfectly okay now, seems to be. This one's still, clogged up, but been having to put mineral oil in it. And that mineral oil is kind of I feel like it's, breaking things up, but I'm having a lot of drainage. So, I got my tissues. And, yeah, so let me take a quick break here, and I'll be right back to you. Okay, guys, I'm back. I just felt like I had to, blow my nose, get it all cleared out again, but it'll probably fill back up. All right, so I do have a pad of paper that I've been writing notes down. I actually started writing some notes down September 5th, which was, I think was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, and wrote this all out. So, I just wanted to give you an update on things that I have done, things that I've done throughout this last week, money that I have saved this last week, just how it went, going on a debt-free journey. And yeah, it wasn't easy. There was a lot of temptations, but I really, really gave it to God. I really prayed and kept giving it to the Lord. Asking for him to help me, not to order Scentsy, not to get on and order Bath and Body Works, no matter how good of the deal was, not to go in debt, not to use credit cards, those kind of things. So to really sit down and look at what my my debt is, so I'm going to go through things that I did this week, and some of them may be, kind of repeats of what I did in my last video or suggestions in my last video. But on some of those, I probably won't go into a whole lot of detail. There's just so many ways you can just really work this, and things that I have found out and how it made me feel. And I just want to go through all the nitty gritty and give that information to you guys to share it with you. All right, so the first thing I had on here is money saved, and I actually found some more in the back that I wrote on the back. So I'm going to be flipping around a little bit. So money saved, subscriptions that I canceled or I paused for the month of September. Some of them I canceled completely. So the first three, I canceled my Scentsy website. I am an independent Scentsy consultant, and I did cancel the website. because I wasn't making profit off of it. So it was costing me money. So I just can't afford to have that anymore. And if people want to order from me, they can still contact me and I can place orders that way. That would be $dollars a month. So that would be a savings of what? 150, about $180 a year. That's a really good savings, actually. And I know a lot of times we think, oh, $10 here, $15 here, but all that adds up. It really does. All right, second one is I had a subscription to BarkBox for Violet for a long time. I'm talking probably 3, maybe 4 years, and we have got so many toys back stock. I even have like boxes of BarkBox put back because I just can't give her all these toys all at once because it's just too overwhelming for her. So I have a whole back stock of new toys and the snacks and stuff. I've got a freezer full of those. So going forward, I just felt like we could really just not get that at this point in time. So that's another $25 a month, guys. So in 10 months, that's $250. So 250 and then another 50. That's $300 a year right there that I'm saving. So that's pretty good. The next one, I only had this one a few months, and I just decided it's not a necessity. I have plenty of perfumes and body sprays to wear, and this is the Purple Luxe subscription, and it is like a perfume subscription, and that was like $16.98 or $17 a month. I just rounded it $17 a month. So that's another really good savings. So the next one is I'm type 2 diabetic, and I can get the Stelo monitors, CGM monitor things, and I was kind of switching over that instead of doing finger pricks, and so, but it's really expensive. It's with shipping and everything, it's $95 a month for that, and I have been pausing it and skipping it, and I did not really cancel this one. I've paused it. Well, actually, I skipped it for September. I skipped it last month, and I'm skipping it this month, too. I think I'm going to go ahead and just cancel it next month and be done with it for the moment because the $95 I could use to be, either paying off debt or I could be putting it back to save. I have a car repair I think I'm going to have because my car is making a weird noise now. And so I think I'm just really I'm really cracking down and tightening the rope on everything. So that one I think is going to be done with. And I'll let you guys know that next month when I decide. My Scentsy Club, my monthly Scentsy Club is coming up. And I'm not going to let it go through. I do not have the money to let it go through. Approximately, I normally spend on my Scentsy Club, monthly club, about, 80, 90, up to 100. That's where I like to keep it. I don't always let it go through. I haven't let it gone through in a long time, but I really would kind of like to let it go through, but I just can't afford it right now. So I'm going to, I'm at the point where I can skip it. So I'm skipping it this month. And then I'll decide, I have next month to decide what to do with that. And then I'm going to also have my bi-monthly to decide what to do with too. My bi-monthly is not as expensive as this one. And this one I'm really going to have to pare down a lot if I'm going to keep it. I may merge the two together. I'm really considering just merging the two together and then having, an empty one or a non-existent one to be able to move things around. If you know, you know. All right, so with those things, I have saved, by getting rid of all those things, skipping those things, so the month of September, I saved $304.46. $304.46 that I have saved by just getting rid of those few things. That's what, 5 items there? Okay, another thing that I did is I kind of have bought some, recent purchases, and some things I was looking at, I'm like, I haven't even opened that to use it. Do I really need it? Just kind of questioning my purchases that were recent, that I knew that I had the receipts. I knew I could take them back if I needed to. And I just decided I was going to take some things back. One item I took back, and it was because it was not working properly. And that was, let me find it here. It was a battery for my lawnmower. I have an electric lawnmower, and I purchased a new one. I have three, but they just didn't seem to give me enough power to get my lawn mowed all at once. So I decided to grab another battery and have that one in the workforce too, so I could get everything done all at once. And the battery just didn't work right. I would charge it correctly and everything, and I'd put it in the lawnmower, and it would go like, just 2 or 3 seconds, and then it'd shut itself off. It'd go 2 or 3 seconds, and it'd shut itself off. And I thought, you know what? I paid a lot of money for this, battery. It was $198 for this battery. So I decided I'm taking it back. So I went ahead and I took that back. So I didn't actually get cash back on that or anything. It came off of like a car. Well, I actually did a Affirm on it. So it actually came off of my Affirm. Now, I did have other items on that Affirm thing, so I still owe on that. But anyway, that's going to help. So that's $198 I'm not going to have to pay. So the next thing I took back is I bought like a timer to put on my outdoor spigot so that when I water, I could, so I could be lazy. So I didn't have to go out and reposition and get the sprinkler going for my plants. But I thought, you know what? It's the end of the season. I'm not going to be doing a lot more watering, hopefully. And next, maybe one more month, and then maybe I'm not going to be and I'm even kind of lightening up on my watering right now. So, I thought, I think I'm just going to take that back. I did purchase it on sale, but I thought I'm just going to go ahead and take that back. And so I returned that, and that was a $20 credit back on my debit card. So, yeah, that did help quite a bit right there. And then I also had bought this bulb planter thing, and it's kind of got like a cylinder thing and then a handle, and you can go like this. So I got that so that it would be easier, because next year or next spring I am planning on planting more trees in my yard. I want to do like my whole perimeter to give me more privacy, to do more of a windbreak, that kind of stuff. So, I thought, well, I'll get that. That'll be a little bit easier maybe than to use the shovel to shovel it up. But anyway, so that was like $5. So I thought, I'm not going to need it this year. So I thought, they're going to have those next year. It's a $5 item. How expensive will it be next year? Who knows? Maybe I'll regret that. But so the bulb planter I took back, which was another $5. So, and that was also credited back to my debit. So I got $25 back on my debit on top of the... so I saved that. So I saved an additional $233 right there. Not so much monthly, but as far as I got $25 back on money-wise, and then $198 credit off of an account that I have. So I thought that was pretty good too. So that's another thing we can do, is return items that you have purchased recently and you see it laying there. A couple weeks later, you see it's just, I haven't even used it. I haven't even opened it. So, and then really think through, did I really need that? Is it something I'm really going to use? Is it something I can get later? That kind of stuff. So, and I think, a couple of these, well, actually all of these were seasonal items for me. So yeah, that's what I decided to go ahead and do. And I'm really glad that I did do that. So that's another option, guys, to help save money. Let's see here. I'm changing services. I haven't done it yet because I'm waiting for now I do prepaid phone service, okay? I've done Straight Talk for years and years and years, and I really do like Straight Talk, but I'm paying like $50 a month for unlimited text, data, and talk. And so, and it's 5 gig speed. So I kind of really think that I wanted to look around to see if I could find something cheaper. So I did, and I am going to be switching my service from Straight Talk, which is $50 a month, to Boost Mobile. And now I don't know. I think I'm going to have to get the SIM card for my Boost Mobile, and that's like, I checked it out. It's like $7 and something at Walmart. So I'm going to have to invest in that, and then it's like another $11 the first month, because they have a deal right now. The first 2 months they only charge you $10. And then with taxes and all that, it was like $11 something. So for $18 this month, I can switch over to Boost Mobile. It is unlimited data, unlimited talk, unlimited text. the it's 30 gigabyte at high speed. So after that, it's going to slow down. I think I'm going to be okay with that because when I'm at work, I can use the wireless at work for free. So I'm just going to have to be more mindful to check that my mobile data is off. So I'm not being like using up my mobile data instead of the wireless, and then just use the wireless at work, and then that will save me. And then use my data here while I'm at home because I don't have internet, guys. I don't have any streaming services. I don't have internet. I don't have cable. I don't have any satellite. I don't have any of that. I have actually just antenna for my TVs, and then my internet that I use is just my mobile data from my phone, which is prepaid. So, and then after the 2 month $10, it goes to $25 forever. It doesn't ever go up for any reason, so it's $25 a month. So that's going to give me a savings overall of $25 a month on top of some of these other things. So I figured, that $25 I can, like I said, once again, I can throw it on debt. I can throw it in savings. I can throw it towards retirement. I can always use another $25 a month. And then in 10 months, that's $250, and then in 3 months, that's $300 savings. So I think that's a lot of money, really. So that's another step you could look at. Change your services, and if you do have like cable, and if you do have internet services and phone services, call those providers and see if you can't get a better deal. And if you can't get a better deal, look elsewhere. Look at some of the prepaid options as well, because I know a lot of people that I don't want to do prepaid. But you know what? Prepaid uses the same cell towers as what like Verizon does, and is what Sprint and all those use. They use the same. They use their towers is what they use. But you get it a lot of times at a lot of cheaper price than what you would with contract phones, and you're not like. I like it because I'm not like, like right now, I'm trying to get things lower. I'm not like locked in to amount of time that I got to be with a provider. I can just, up and move when I want to. So check that out too, because you can save a lot of money that way. You also need to check like your home insurance as well, car insurance. That should be done like once a year. I just did mine this last spring. So I'm on track with my homeowner's insurance and my car insurance. And I didn't really save a whole lot, but my car insurance didn't go up. My car insurance has never gone up. And I've had this car insurance for like, I don't know, forever. And it's just never gone up. It's always been the same. And I have, but I think a lot of it is because I have homeowners insurance locked in with it. So I get like a discount with it. So yeah, and I do have, it's not PLPD, it is, full coverage. So anyway, check into those things. Keep an update on them. If you don't do it every year, at least do it every other year, because you can save a lot of money doing that as well. All right. I'm trying to read my chicken scratches that I put here too, guys. Okay, things I did to save money overall. Okay, overall. I'm continuing to watch my electric and gas consumption for my utilities and for my car as well. So, I'm still unplugging as much items as I can as possible. I actually did I have a deep freeze in my garage, and I didn't have like a lot of items left in there. I just had a few items. So I thought, I'm really not using it. So I went ahead and I cleaned that out. Whatever I transferred over the items into my freezer in here. I had space, and I cleaned everything else out that I didn't want anymore, or that was past, I really shouldn't, it's been in there for a long time. It was time to get rid of. So I got rid of some items. Really wasn't a whole lot that I got rid of, to be honest. So I felt really good about that I wasn't really wasting anything. And then I just unplugged it, and it's got like chunks of ice in there right now. So I'm letting that melt down, and then I'm going to have to empty that and then, clean it out. And then I'm just going to keep it unplugged. So I felt really, really good about getting that off of my electric. I know it's an older freezer. I know it's probably pulling a lot of electric. I'm stuck. My glasses are, okay. I got tangled in my hair. So I felt really, really good about getting that off of my electric. Now, I didn't get it for like the full bill, but it's going to be for like, maybe 15 days. So I'm going to see how that really affects. But I won't my NIPSCO bill, my electric bill, my electric and gas is together. How it affects it, hopefully it will lower it. If it does not do a whole lot this month, then I'm going to wait, see how it does next month. But I really believe when I got the freezer, I really feel like my electric jumped $30 to $40 a month on it. And at that point, I should have probably sold the freezer and went and got more of a um, energy saving, getting a newer, more energy efficient one. And I may still do that down the road. If I go back to needing the freezer, I may just sell this one at a cheap price and then just go buy me a new one that is more energy efficient. So, still unplugging as much as possible. I got that unplugged. I've been unplugging my TV. I kind of forgot about that. So I've been unplugging my TV, and I'll tell you what, guys, I haven't even really been having my TV on a whole lot. I've been off work. I have Thursday and Fridays off. So I've been off work for a couple days, just have my normal weekend, and I really haven't had the TV on. When I sit down, I listen and watch YouTube more than anything, so I just haven't had the TV on, so I unplugged it. When I want to use it, I can plug it. It's easy just to reach it out and plug it back in, so I'm okay with that. So let's see what else. Using up lights. I've been trying to use lights that only have like one bulb in them. Like some of my overheads have like 3 or 4 bulbs in them. So instead of flipping those on, I have alternative lights that have one bulb. So that's what I'm really trying to use, because one bulb is going to take a whole lot of energy than 1 times 3 or 1 times 4, So let's say I have a 60 watt one bulb. I'm usually using 60 watts as I use it. Whereas if I have 3 bulbs that are 60 watts, I'm using 180 watts. So you're using more energy when you have 3 different bulbs, even if you have LEDs, So I've been trying to really do that. I'm also, keeping lights off. Like if I'm not in my kitchen and dining area, the lights are off. If I'm, out there in my kitchen and I'm not in the living room, my lights are off out here. I've been sitting a lot more in the dark, not really all the way in the dark, but like I have one of my Scentsy warmers over here that lights up. I have an LED diffuser from Scentsy that I have that plugged in sometimes. So those are more low wattage than what like a 60 watt bulb or 40 watt bulb is. So that's something I've been implementing this last week a little bit more. We'll see how that goes. And I really not miss using, having it all. I like more darker type things. Another thing I have really been doing is I've been utilizing my curtains and now I'm going to say this. I work third shift, so I utilize and have room darkening blinds, and I have room darkening curtains. Some windows I have both of them on. Because it does really help trick my body into thinking it's nighttime, it's time to go to bed when it's daylight out. So I have the majority of that out here in my kitchen, patio doors, and my windows here in the living room, and then in my bedroom as well. So my room, I can make my house, like it can be bright daylight out and sun coming in from the west, really super bright in here, and I can close all those off. And it's dark. I mean, it looks like it's nighttime in here. You can't even tell. So, I've been opening up my blinds and my curtains during the day so that I don't have to use lights to see in my home. So, even if I'm working and I come home, I open up the blinds and the curtains and get some daylight in here. And then an hour before I go to bed, I kind of shut them down and close them back up. Now, one thing that this does, it does help with your energy bills, and a lot of people don't realize this. So it helps with my energy bills because I'm not using the lamps, lights throughout the house. I'm using natural lighting instead. Another thing it helps with your like heat and cooling. So like my house, in the afternoon, the sun comes in and it's really hot in the afternoon. So my blinds and my curtains are always closed in the afternoon. Like even if on my days off, if I'm home and I have, those open after like 12 or 1 o'clock, and when I start seeing the sun coming in, I close those all up and keep that sunlight out because it'll keep my home cooler, and it's not going to make my air conditioner run, harder or more. And so that helps with a lot of energy efficiency. You can also use the same method in the wintertime. So like on days that the sunlight, I want the sunlight to come in. So maybe I will keep those blinds and things open a little bit longer, or even out here I'll keep them open when I go to bed, and then just have my bedroom dark, so that I can get the sunlight in here to help heat, and my thermostat's not going to be running a lot. Also, it helps keep cold out. If you have cold, drafty windows, and you don't have a lot of people have older windows. But I've noticed even with my, my windows here at my house that on really cold, windy days, if I keep my drapes drawn, and it's I live in Indiana, so it's never sunny a lot in the winter. So I keep my drapes closed, and it helps keep that cool, cold air out as well. So that's something that, utilizing your curtains and blinds is really, really important. All right. Let's see, what else have I been doing? Oh, I lowered my water heater temperature. I had my water heater set for 128, and I lowered it down to 120. Now, you don't want to go much less than 120, because at 120 it does kill the bacteria and the germs that are possibly in the water or in the tank or that type of thing. So you don't want to go much less than that. So because you do want to keep your bacteria out. I think I mentioned that in my other video, so I'm not going to go into great detail on that. Not keeping my TV on all the time. I already talked about that. Another thing I've been doing is I shut my air conditioning down. It's been a lot cooler out here, so I've been paying more attention to the weather to see, how hot it's going to get, the maximum, and how cool it's going to get at night. And I've been trying to adjust my heating and cooling according to that. And I think that's something that we just don't really do a lot of. Or we see it and we don't, it doesn't register, oh, maybe I need to adjust my thermostat, or I need to do this. But anyway, so I shut my air down, and it's still in the afternoon, and at night it still was like getting stuffy in here. And I really have a ventilation system that was put in my house when I built the house. And I forgot about using it. And I haven't used it for a long time. So what it does is I have like a fresh air return. So it pulls fresh air from outside the house and brings it throughout the house and ventilates it throughout the house. And so when it's cool outside, it's going to bring that cool air in and ventilate it. When it's, hotter outside, it can bring warmth in here as well. Or if you just want to boost the fresh air, I can do that. And so I've been using that the last couple days. I've just been, when it starts getting warm in here in the evenings or even in the afternoons, I'll turn that on and let that run instead of my air conditioning. Now, if you want to think, okay, what's the difference between air conditioning and running in like a ventilation fan throughout your home? Well, what really takes a lot of the energy from your air conditioning is, I believe, the compressor that makes the air cool. Takes the hot air and converts it into cool air, and throws it out into your home. I think that is what really the compressor is what really takes a lot of energy. The fan itself, I don't think takes as much energy. So I'm skipping I'm skipping the compression part and just using the fan and using nature to help with that. So I did that yesterday, and it did keep my house cool. It kept my house around 69 degrees yesterday, and I was like, yes. And I even had my dryer running yesterday because I was doing laundry, and so I had my dryer running as well, so it did not get super hot in here. It wasn't humid in here. It was wonderful. So yeah, so if you have a ventilation system on your furnace, check that out. If not, that you can just use your fan on your furnace as well. Now, what the difference is, the fan does not bring fresh air from the outside in. It just circulates the air that's already like in your home, and that type of thing. So anyway, let's see what else here, guys. I'm trying to keep this short, but maybe I have too much written down here. Oh, I've been opening my windows in the morning. Okay, so in the morning it's been very, very cool, and even though it's been like, a lot of times I get up, it's been like 69, 70 degrees in my home. I still have been opening my windows and getting some fresh air throughout the house and getting cooler air. And yesterday I got my house down to like 66 degrees before I shut the windows down for the day. And I shut them down about, I don't know, 12 o'clock, noon, and closed my blinds and all that stuff up. And it stayed pretty decent. It did not get over 70 degrees in my home, or it did get around 71. And at 71, that's when I turned my ventilation system on. And I let that run for like, maybe an hour, and then I shut that off. I let it run for an hour, I shut that off. And then it was cool in my home when I went to bed, and then I got up, and it was still really pretty cool. It's like 69 degrees in my home, so that really helped a lot. So yeah, I've been using, nature. So use nature to help with your utilities, your heating and cooling. All right. Full loads of laundry. Okay, guys, I've been doing full loads of laundry. How many times have we done, just small loads? Yesterday I did 2 full loads, and then I did do like a half a load because I just didn't have enough, but I did need the clothes that were in the half a load, you know how it is. So anyway, I did laundry. I did it all in one day. I concentrated more on my laundries because I have a really bad habit of like throwing things in the dryer, and then they sit in the dryer. They don't they get dry, and then let them sit in the dryer for, hours, and then I got to go in there and turn them back on and do another 20, 30 minutes on the dryer. So that's wasting the energy. That is wasting energy. So yesterday when I did laundry, I really paid attention to when the dryer stopped and got my clothes out of the dryer and got them folded and put away like you're supposed to. So I felt like I cut down on my energy usage that way. Another thing, and I don't know if this is going to help with my energy usage or not, but I have like a manual dry that I can set timers and all that stuff for my manual. And then I also have like a automatic dry so that there's like a sensor. It senses, when it's dry. So I've been using that, the sensor, to see if it will cut back on the time. And I need to time a load, and I haven't really done that. But I want to see if that works a little bit better rather than me just saying, okay, it needs this amount of time, because it's actually, sensing that, okay, it's dry, there's sensors in the dryer and it's dry. It doesn't need to be dried anymore. Now, sometimes that works pretty decent, and sometimes I feel like it's still damp. So I still even sometimes go back in for another 20 minutes and get it completely dry. So I don't know which way it's going to work better for me or not, but that's something to, check out your appliances and see if there's money-saving opportunities that you can use, that, settings and so forth that are offered. Another thing I did is I thought I was using like cold water a lot, but I was really paying more attention to like my settings and stuff when I was putting my laundry in yesterday. And a lot of times it would pop up to warm water or even hot water. I thought, oh my gosh, I never paid attention to that. So I was really paying attention to that too. And if it came up hot or warm, I would like move it back down to like cold. I even have like a eco warm on mine. So, I think it's, more of a, economy warm instead of, cool. But anyway, I was doing more cold water yesterday. So, use cold water when you're washing your clothes, unless it's extremely dirty. Once in a while on my whites, I do like to use the hot setting, because sometimes I have especially my socks. I can never seem to get my socks super clean. Anyway, so, super white. So, sometimes I'll use a hot setting and I'll let my clothes soak in there and that type of thing. So check out your settings on your appliances. My refrigerator has economy setting, eco-friendly, economy. So I click the economy, and it has it set to like the lowest settings possible, and it's really helps a lot. All right, let's see here, guys. What else do I have? I've been eating from my freezer and my pantry. So instead of going out and buying a whole bunch of more food and all that kind of thing, I'm checking to see what I have in my freezer. I'm checking to see what I have in my pantry, and I've been pulling things out, and I've been eating and using those things up. So that's very, very important to constantly do. Or, okay, I have this and this and this that I can make, but I just need to get some meat with it. Or I just need one or two ingredients more to make a meal. So I've been doing that. And I've been cooking more frequently again. So like I said in my other video, I think that this last year I've eaten out more than I have in a long time because I've been so busy and so forth. So I didn't eat out at all this week. And I have been cooking, and I have been also even making like my own desserts. I try to live like a keto carnivore type diet lifestyle because I am type 2 diabetic, so I have to really keep carbs low and sugar low. So it's difficult to buy ready-made stuff for me, and if I do find it, it's so expensive. So if I buy the ingredients and make it myself, it's a lot less expensive. So I've been really trying to. I did a lot more of this week. I made a keto peanut butter cheesecake, and it was so good. So I had my dessert for that. I also made some homemade. I made meatballs. The meatballs themselves were not homemade, but I used a sugar-free like barbecue sauce on them. So that was really good. I pulled some canned green beans out of my pantry and used that, and then when I got groceries was it last week I got groceries? The end of August, I think was the last time I bought like major groceries. I think the 28th of August. And I bought butter, and I started going through, I have tons of butter in my freezer. I thought, what are you doing? So make sure you're taking kind of an inventory of what's there before you go shopping or as you're doing a grocery list. And that brings me into my next point is always have a grocery list. So what I did is I decided, I gotta put my glasses back on, I can't see here. Just to have a dedicated notebook for my grocery list, guys. Okay, let me move my Bibles here. So I just, I got these cheap notebooks at Walmart. They're like, right now they're like 35 cents a piece. So I grabbed one of these. I just wrote grocery on there. And as the week progressed, I think, oh, I need this. And so I come over here and I've been writing my list down as, so by the time I go grocery shopping again, I have like this. I already have most of my lists there. And yeah, so, and I'm meal planning. So meal planning and meal prepping as I do my grocery list as well. That helps out so much. And before I actually do maybe my final grocery list, I will actually go through and see if there's any items that I have on my list that I really don't need. And those I can get those out of there. So meal planning, grocery lists, checking what's in your, freezer and pantry, and utilizing those foods too. Also, when I'm out buying groceries and I'm in the grocery store, I always make sure I have like a physical piece of paper and I'm totaling up the items as I'm putting them in my cart. So if it's $3.62, I write $3.62 and I total and add them up as I go. So when I get to the register, I know how much money I have spent. And if it's different, I can go back through and say, oh, okay. And I watch how things ring up too, guys. So always make sure you ring things up correctly. And if you grab something you're not sure the price on, most grocery stores have their own apps now. Download the app. There is normally like a price checker thing in there. So when you're shopping in that store, have that app up. And if you're not sure, you can click on the price checker and check the price. So that way you know what it will ring up for or what it's supposed to ring up for. So let me think. Stick to your list too. Do not add anything else to the list. Well, I think I'm going to start doing, so like when I see deals, I think I'm going to start adding like maybe like 10, maybe like not 10, but probably like $20 more onto my grocery budget for unexpected sale items. So if I run across something that's on sale, I'll have $20 already budgeted in that I can go above and beyond my normal budget, that I can grab some things to stock up on or get because they're so cheap. That way I won't overspend on that budget. All right, so let's see here. What else? Give up like some expensive things, that you normally purchase. Like I've given up Diet Pepsi. I love Diet Pepsi. I'm a Diet Pepsi-holic, to be honest, but I've given it up. So I'm drinking water. I'm drinking like, these things, the circles. I've been getting these. I got these. They were like on closeout. I think I was getting them like for $1, $2 a piece. So I grabbed a bunch of those up because I knew I would probably use them up. So I started using those up again now. And so, and water, I use the water out of my refrigerator because I have well water. So, and it has a filter on it. So I use that. And then I always take like an extra water with me to work. I fill this up and I take an extra one so I can fill it up and I don't run out of drinks at that point. So, downgrade, your expensive items. Look for items that are like generic and go with that. A lot of times the generic stuff's just as good and you can save a lot of money. I think I've heard up to 60% you can save. So check out generic items too, guys. Let's see here. Oh, batch cook. So when you batch cook, you do a couple different things. You're like making several meals for the week so that you're more like, so if when you get busy through the week and you're working, you don't have time to cook, or you're tired and you don't want to come home and cook, you've got things already in your freezer and your refrigerator. You can just pull them up, warm them up, and eat them. You have things that you can take and make for lunch. Another one, take lunches to work. You will save so much money by doing that. And also it helps save energy when you batch cook, because you're not like having to heat up your oven or heat up your stove or heat up your house multiple times throughout the week. You're just doing it that one day and you're just getting a lot of things done, and then you can shut it down and you don't have to worry about it. So it's really more energy efficient to batch cook, to be honest. So, yeah, and I like it because it is so easy. I can just grab this and grab that and, like I do, make a few different things for the week, make a couple different, desserts. So that's another thing. Make your own snacks. Don't just rely on the prepackaged stuff at the store, because those are really, really expensive. You can make a batch of cookies for a whole lot less than what you can buy a little bag of cookies anymore. So my next one is start budgeting, guys. I have downloaded Ramsey Solutions Every Dollar, and I started budgeting this last week. I'm making the budget right now. I'm almost finished with making the budget. I think I have a few more debts to add into it, and it has been so eye-opening on where my money's going, and I love it. You need to assign every dollar a place to go, whether it is in your pocket, whether it is in, on debt, on whether it is for your home, your rent, or your house payment. Every dollar that comes into your home needs to be assigned on where it's going to go. And then you don't have to play around with this guessing game. And then you stick to it. If it's not on the list, you don't spend it, If you want to spend money, you have to budget it into your budget and make it work and make it balance. So that's where I'm at. I've been working on that, and it's very, like I said, very eye-opening. It does another thing too. I'm looking up and seeing what my debts are, how much I'm in debt for, and a lot of times we don't realize how much debt we have until we sit down and actually just pay attention to that. And I don't think a lot of us do that. And I think it's very important to do that. So, yeah, that was something that I really did this week, worked hard on, and I'm not completely finished, but I plan on getting it finished before I get paid again, so that I'm on track. I think I have like three or four more debts to put in there, and then I should be done. I'm in better shape than I thought. So I'm not like where I want to be, but I'm in a lot better shape than what I thought I was in. So I'm really thankful for that. All right, let's see here. And make sure you get a free budgeting app. Don't spend money on getting one, get free apps. So this brings me into like entertainment. You don't have to spend a lot of money on entertainment, guys. So what I've been doing, I listen to YouTube or watch YouTube the majority of my time anymore. So instead of keeping my my TV on, I've been shutting my TV down. So I'm not spending money on that right now for electricity. But once you start like maybe looking and utilizing your like free apps on maybe you won't need streaming services. Maybe you won't need to purchase cable. Those kind of things. Look for free services, like streaming services. Look for free social media stuff. There's a lot of stuff out there. You can watch free movies. You can watch listen to free books. There's all kinds of things out there, guys, and free music. So check all that stuff out. The key is, for saving is look for as much free stuff as possible. All right. I've also changed the content I am allowing myself to watch, listen to. Instead of watching, a lot of Scentsy people, and I'm sorry, my Scentsy friends, but instead of watching a lot of their hauls or the upcoming things that are coming in and so forth, I'm not watching those videos anymore. Same with Bath and Body Works. I'm trying to stay away from those videos. Instead, I'm listening to other content, what's going on in the world and news and things like that. I'm listening to more uplifting things, more like ministering podcasts. I'm listening to more Dave Ramsey, which, helps with money saving solutions. I'm listening more to other, YouTubers that have ideas on how to save money. So I'm listening to a lot of that and stuff and everything. And the strange thing has really been occurring. When I finish watching them, I don't have FOMO, fear of missing out. I'm not feeling like, oh my gosh, I got to get this, or oh my gosh, I got to get that. And it has been really freeing. It really has. So don't watch content that makes you want to spend money, that gives you FOMO, that makes you, oh, I got to have this, I got to have that, I got to stay on this, that's so exhausting. So change your content of what you're watching, and I have enjoyed it so much more. Okay, let's see. I paid off one debt this week. So I had one last payment on a debt, and I paid it, and so I paid off one debt. So that's going to be another $27.46 in my pocket every month. It's not a lot, but it's something, and it's something that I can apply an extra $27.46 onto another debt now. So I use the snowball method that Dave Ramsey recommends, and I've done this before, and I did get rid of a lot of debt. And then I was stupid and got back in debt. So but I didn't get in as much debt as I was last time. So I'm really, really going to be sticking to that. So that was, something that I was really happy with. Another thing you guys can do is start a debt-free journey diary. And that's what this is. It's just a cheap notebook. You don't have to have anything fancy. And I wrote on there my debt-free diary. And I'm just writing things down. Oh, try this to save money. Or I got this idea. Let me jot that down. Or I did this to save money. Or I paid off a debt. Or, I did this, towards my debt. Those kind of things. Just keep a diary and date it. And then you can always kind of flip back through and see where you were at when you started and how your journey went. And like for me, I'm keeping notes and stuff so I can come on here and let you guys know what's going on. And like, it's really nice to see, like, I really feel like I made a lot of strides and I made a lot of progress this first week. I think that's really important, is to see that, sometimes when you're doing it without like a visual, you don't feel like you're making any progress. But if you have a visual, sometimes you see, well, I did this, I did that. You can count up how much different things you did to make, changes. And that's important too, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm almost at an hour, guys. I'm trying to hurry. Okay, I've made it through, and I have not purchased wax. I have not purchased Bath and Body Works. I've not purchased anything online. So I'm doing really, really well. And with that being said, I kind of wanted to know what I spent this last week that I may not have had budgeted. And so I'm going to go over that at the very, very end. So yeah, I was very, very proud of myself that I have not purchased. And the desire to purchase is kind of leaving me as well. So that's been great. Okay, we're almost done. I already went through returning items. So things that I have felt, oh my gosh, guys. I have felt, well, I'm going to leave that to the last. Okay. Let me go through what I spent, and then I'm going to tell you things that I felt and my opinion on everything. Okay, so what I spent I I'm calling this what I spent accountability. So I'm being accountable to you guys, but I'm also being accountable to myself. So I'm doing this mainly for myself so that I'm more accountable. So September 2nd, I needed some mineral oil. My ear doctor said I needed some mineral oil to put in my ear, and I didn't have any. So I went to Walmart and I spent $2.74 on mineral oil. I got the cheapest they had, and it was pure. So anyway, I thought that was pretty good. But that was a necessity that I did need for something medical. So I didn't feel bad about spending that money. All right. September 2nd, I did kind of cheat. I really got home and from Walmart and hadn't been out. And I just, in the evening, I really wanted something sweet. So, and I shouldn't have, but I have a Dollar General down here by my house. So I went to Dollar General and I got some ice cream. I got another sweet treat, and it's totally what I should not be eating as a diabetic. But I spent $7.90 on that. So that was like the only thing that I really should not have bought. But it was still a food item, but I still shouldn't have bought it. Also, September 4th, I needed some grocery items to get me through to the next week, and everything was grocery. It was not, I think everything was grocery that I needed, yeah. And I spent $17.12 for grocery items at Walmart. So I spent a total of this last week only $27.76. And that is so much less than what I normally spend. I was buying lunches at work, which I was spending like anywhere from like $8 to $12 a lunch. Let's say at $8 at 5 days a week, that's, 45 bucks. Is it 40? No, it's 40 bucks. Anyway, 8 times 4 is 32. Yeah, it's 40 bucks. $40 a week for lunches. That's 80 bucks every 2 weeks. That's 160 bucks a month that I'm probably going to be saving, and just by taking my lunches. So I was very, very happy with that. That $27.76 is all that I spent this last week. And I did it without even I just really didn't have a whole lot budgeted last paycheck to get like a lot of grocery items and so forth. This month I'm going to spend more money on groceries to make sure that I have my, meals coming from my home. My lunches and snacks coming from, my grocery fund. Food and things that I need for my pets, that's coming out. The household needs like toilet paper and Kleenexes, that's going to be bought. So I've been kind of scrimping and kind of getting by, and then I go back and I buy this item, buy that item, and I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just going to do grocery shopping like once every couple weeks, and I'm going to try to get it down to once a month. So that's another thing. Do bulk buying, just go get your groceries for a whole week at a time or every 2 weeks, however you get paid. Just make sure you're doing that. You can use online services too for shopping if you need to stay out of the stores. But don't skimp on your groceries to the point where you're not getting things and then you're running out and then you have to go back to the store to get them because you end up spending a lot more money doing it that way. Okay? So, in closing, I'd like to say things that I've learned and things that I felt this whole last week. There were times, I'm not going to say it was all easy because it wasn't. It was it was actually very tough at times. To be honest, I was like, oh my gosh, am I going to make it? I was totaling my money. I'm like, oh my gosh, am I going to make it money-wise? Because I really did budget out like this every dollar said to budget out. And, it's going to take a little bit to adjust and make sure I have enough to get through from one paycheck to the next next payday to next payday type thing until I can get to a better point, in the baby steps. But anyway, so yeah, it was tough, but I stood my ground, and during the tough times, I did, like I said, I prayed, I turned it over to God and asked Him to give me strength and help me get through it, and He did, and He made a way for me, and yeah, I learned that it does work out, but you've got to stand, you've got to be strong. By being strong too, I feel really good about myself. I feel really good that I had some self-control. I used my brain to make the purchases that I did make and to budget the money that I did budget, and to pay the debts bills that I was, to pay my bills. And I felt that was very, very uplifting to me. I felt very positive about that. So another thing, it was so freeing. Oh my gosh, guys, I felt so free. It has freed up so much of my time, not worrying about what Bath and Body Works is coming out with, not worrying about what day that this sale is, not sitting and having to go through and see what everything that Scentsy's coming out with, and trying to keep up with it, and writing lists down to buy this and buy that, and trying to figure out a way to pay this and pay that to get all these things. And it was so freeing. I didn't worry about any of that stuff. Like I said, I changed the content I was listening to and watching on YouTube, and I had time to do things that I have not had time to do in a long, long time. So I have come to the conclusion addictions, what they are, can really steal your time. So don't let it steal your time. And I enjoyed and felt good about myself getting back into things. Like I got my lawn mowed in a timely manner. Normally it takes me days and days and days, but I got my lawn mowed. I kept up with my watering of my trees and my yard stuff. I got like my kitchen cleaned. I did laundry. Just a lot of things. I sat down and actually budgeted. I had time to look up from my debts and so forth and get those into my budget and to see where I'm at financially. I had time to, start this diary. I had time to get my grocery list going. I had a lot of time to do those things, and it's wonderful. And I'm also seeing like some things like not being so cluttered here around my home. So I didn't have like anything coming in that I had to worry about, finding a place for and doing a video for and that kind of stuff. So it's been very freeing and very wonderful, and feeling I had time to do some exercising, and I had time to cook. So yeah, it really freed up tons and tons of time. And I didn't feel so drained either. I didn't feel like so exhausted and tired and drained. I felt like I had more energy to get the things done that I wanted to get done. Now, I'm still really far behind on things, and so I'm hoping this next week, I'll get even further ahead. So that's something to keep in mind as well. All right, guys, I'm over an hour. I'm sorry, I didn't mean this to be such a long video. So if you're here to the end, thank you guys so much. If you're new and you're like, we do home fragrance, we do personal fragrance, and we're doing money saving tips and that type of thing. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not anything at all with money. I'm just a normal person trying to make a better life and a better way for myself. And so you guys can do that too. So I hope this video maybe helps you guys. And if you like all that kind of stuff, and I am a Godly Christian channel, make sure you click the subscribe button before you leave. We'd love to have you join our fam, and click the notification bell so you're notified of any of my new uploaded videos. And for those of you who have done all that already, thank you very, very much. Make sure we're liking and commenting and sharing, and I appreciate you all. And may God bless each and every one of you, and I will see you next time. All right, bye-bye.